Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I bought my motorhome 7.5 years ago in the summer of 2016 and started my YouTube channel at that time. And on my channel I now have 1,400 videos, and about 85% of them are travel videos I've made at attractions I've visited all over the country and some other countries. And then about 15% of my videos have been RV education videos, where I've videoed various interesting things about my RV, the RV business, and my experience with my motorhome, and what it's like to travel a lot in a motorhome. And all that traveling, and it has been now about 125,000 miles I put on this motorhome. And putting that many miles on any kind of RV is very taxing. It wears it out much faster than if you just sit in one spot for a month at a time, which I've only done 3 times in all of those years. And when you do all that much traveling, a lot of things go wrong. Basically, your house is in a constant earthquake when you're driving down roads. And I have not done many videos about the negative things. I've done videos about the positive and negative things about RVs and the RV life, but not so much about the particular problems that I've had to go through. I didn't think they were very interesting, and I didn't want to deal too much with the negative of RVing, but in this video I am. I'm going to go over a lot of the major things that have gone wrong that I've tried to fix. Some I still haven't fixed. Just to give you an idea of what it's like to be a constant RV traveler. So let me show you around a few things. For one thing, I've given up trying to make it look pretty. I've had a lot of very minor accidents that caused some damage like that. This actually was from the front end hitting the pavement, driving around a corner. That was it. I had several dents along this side, and I had the dents fixed, but getting the paint to match is the hard part. This is just primer right there. I gave up on that after kind of screwing up the paint job myself right along there. So I've really given up on trying to make this thing look pretty. And one constant problem is these storage door brackets. That right there. They just get bent out of shape. Some has been from hitting curves, but some just seems to happen magically. And when that happens, it pushes the door upwards. So when you try and shut it, it scrapes against here, and sometimes it gets way under there, so that the door is very, very hard to open. Like this one, when you try and shut it, that's the noise and it makes as it's scraping along here. You can see here how that bracket has moved away. There is just all sorts of scrapes. And here on the front, look at that. I've had 2 of these storage door locks break with the door open, so I've had to drive down the highway with the door swinging open. And one of them actually hit a car onto the left of me, which meant an accident report. Now let me show you some things on the inside. All of the upholstery is with a fake naugahyde. Now, naugahyde is a fake leather. It looks good, but it doesn't like to be touched. And here, I really haven't touched the top here at all, but all those hats touching it is all it took to just crack like that. And look what leaning up against the headboard of my bed has done from that fake leather. It's not even naugahyde, it's a knockoff of naugahyde. Another problem is these closet doors. The brackets here have broken and come off of their rails. So when I try and open it, got to really work it to get that door to open. I've got 3 slides. This is the only slide that works, the small bedroom slide. That awning there, I think, scraped against a tree or something. This living room slide, about a little over a year ago, quit going out, so it's stuck in. There's my bedroom slide. Then about 4 years ago, the big slide on this side would only go out about halfway. And then just a few months ago, it got to where it wouldn't go out at all. In fact, you can see here, I can't even get it to go in all the way. It's stuck out about 3 or 4 inches. I've had several RV technicians, including going to the Winnebago factory to try and get these 2 slides fixed, and they just couldn't do it. And back inside, this seating exhaust vent broke, I don't know how, and the cap flaps in the wind. So I got a new one here. I need to get somebody to help me replace it. I got more things to tell you about. I've had to replace my water pump 3 times, and it's still not working right. And just recently, my propane furnace went out. While I was using it, it stopped before it was supposed to, and then I couldn't get it to turn back on. I'm still trying to get an appointment at an RV shop to get my furnace fixed. And my inverter has been a problem for years, where it just turns itself off. And I've had electricians monkey around with it, finally get it working again. And then last summer, when I was way up in Quebec, my inverter just went out completely. Could not get it to come back on. I found someone up in Quebec who knew about inverters, took it apart, found out what was wrong, some broken part, but getting a part is just impossible. So I had to buy a whole new inverter, which cost like about $1,500, and then ship it from Oregon to Quebec. It's worked fine since then. My microwave oven quit heating one time. I had to have an appliance repairman come out and fix it. And the shelves in this closet have had a really nasty habit of falling down because of a really stupid way with these kind of rails of trying to keep the shelves in place, which does not work. And I've had to do the jerry-rigged way of getting wooden dowels like that, which I did myself, just to keep these shelves from falling down. And one more thing, when you open my entry door, there are steps that are supposed to automatically come down, but there was a few times when I couldn't get them to come back up, and not noticing it at first, I would drive off and the steps are still down. That is not supposed to be able to happen. So I had a few problems like that with them, and then one time when I didn't have the door fully latched and I drove off, and then the door swung open, and of course the steps come down while I'm driving, and then I pulled off to the side to fix it. I hit a curb which broke the steps. And I had to take them off to just be able to get the steps up. And they had been so much trouble, I just took those steps off and threw them in the dumpster. And now I use this step stool to help me get up into the motorhome. Now I could actually list about 50 more things, but those are the major items. I don't like talking about those things. It's just so negative, and they're very personal as the things that happened to me. But I wanted to take this one opportunity to do that all in just one video. And this is just a normal part of RV life. It's not just me. I know most RVers go through this kind of stuff on a regular basis. And once I think I've got everything working reasonably well, it's not going to be long before something else breaks. It just always happens. It's, I swear, just one thing after another. It's not an easy life being a full-time RVer. But still, I continue to do it because that's what I like to do. I like to travel. I don't like to stay in motels. I want to stay in my RV every night, which I have for 7 years now. And I may do it for the rest of my life. I know I'm going to cut down on the traveling after a few years, but I think I'll probably always stay in this motorhome unless maybe I happen to total it and have to buy a new one, or for some health reason have to break down and rent an apartment or something. Who knows what the future holds. But I just wanted to finally let you know about some of these things and let you know that the RV life is not an easy life. It's not like living in a home or an apartment where rarely does anything go wrong. In the RV life, things going wrong is a daily experience. That's just the way it is. So there's good and there's bad about living in an RV. This is one of the bad ones. Good day, folks.